Okay guys, welcome to this video. Today's video is on doing a continuity test, okay, with a multimeter. Basically what a continuity test is if I have one piece of wire, I'm checking to make sure that there's good continuity between one end of the wire to the other end. Basically that there's no breaks within that wire. Okay, it's a simple test to do rather than you having to strip wiring looms back and forth. Well, you can find it pretty simply just by doing a quick continuity test. And I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do a continuity test. And the continuity setting on this multimeter is you just turn it around to the beep setting, around to here, and to test that you can just join your two leads together. For some reason it's not beeping. There you go. Okay, now as you can see I've got a big piece of wire here, so for talk's sake I'm going to check to make sure this wire's in good condition, there's not excessive corrosion, there's no breaks in it. So I'm at one end of the wire, go to the other end of the wire, and you can see we've got continuity. Now if, say for talk's sake, there was a break in that wire somewhere, so we'll just break it right here, so you can see that it's cut, and I go to check the continuity in that wire from one end to the other end. You can see that there's no beeping, there's no continuity there because that wire is broke. Alright, it's the same as well with a fuse. You know, a lot of people get caught out with fuses. You know, they visually inspect them and the wee bit inside there, they think that it looks okay, but there could be other things wrong with it. You can take it out and do a quick continuity test on it, just either end of that fuse. Okay. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, how do I know where two ends of the wire is? Well, that's where you will need to get up a wiring diagram. Okay. Now, if you have access to the wiring diagram, you'll be able to see where it comes from the ECU or what fuse it's fused through, right down to the actual switch. So I'm going to move on to a vehicle here now and show you two wee quick continuity checks on it. Okay, so I just wanted to show you the wiring diagram here, and one of the checks is what we're going to check is the turbocharger control solenoid. It's on a 2.2 ID Tech Honda, which I currently have here. Okay, so I've already looked it up. I know exactly where the turbocharger is, which is here, where it's earthed, and what pin on the solenoid is the earth pin. Okay, it's a 3-pin, so I'll show you now. Okay, so we're now under the engine bay. The turbocharger solenoid is here, so we can disconnect that, and it's pin number 3. Pin number 3 is our earth. I'm just doing this for video sake, as I'm checking the earth return. Now, one part of my multimeter, one end of my multimeter, will go to the battery earth, and the other end will go to the earth on the turbocharger solenoid. And again, if this wire is good, there's no corrosion, no breakages, we should get a beep because it's again, it's on the beep setting, the continuity setting on this multimeter. Again, this is only a wee cheap multimeter. They're like £10 from the parts man. And there you go, there we have it. There's good continuity from that turbocharger solenoid right back to the battery earth. Now you can check other earths to make sure the engine has a good earth, or any other earth at all whatsoever on that vehicle. So we can maybe just check. That was one of the bolts on the side of the fuel pump. So that engine is getting a good earth to it. Okay, now it can be done with your positive ones as well, but the main thing is whenever you're checking like the continuity or resistance or whatever, to prevent damage to your meter, you would always need to make sure that there's no power going to it, that there's no voltages going through it. Okay. Listen, there is other ways as well where we can check directly from ECU to component as well, but again you would need to go to your wiring diagram, open up your ECU, find out what pin it is, and go directly to that pin, straight to the battery earth or whatever, or right down to that component. You know, I have did it before for an ABS sensor, directly from the ABS sensor right up to the ECU, making sure there's no breakages there. And that just saves me from having to, as I say, open up wiring looms and trace the wires the whole way back. Now, if there was no continuity, then that's what I would actually have to do then. Okay, so I'll just show you now quickly before I end this video what the pins look like on an ECU. Okay, so we're just on the same wiring diagram, as you can see, which is highlighted in red here, which is our engine control module. You can see here B30, which is over here, which is the intake temperature sensor. So if I wanted to check from this intake temperature sensor, there are these 4 pins, 2, 1, 3, and 5. I've got the colors here. I can go to the ECU and find out pin number 8 and pin number 2 on the intake temperature sensor. I can connect into both of them just to double check that that wire has good continuity. And then you can do that for all your different wires then right across to make sure that you have no broken wires there. Okay, and again that can be done right back to the earth return then, from your ECU to earth return are the different components. As you can see, with our different components down here as well. Okay. Okay, so just wanted to show you this setup on this vehicle. This is our ECU here, our ECU connectors. Okay, with 2 connectors. This side is the wire side, and I can switch that over to the terminal side if need be. So that's it disconnected and us looking at the connector. Okay, but if not, you can just sort of bridge into the back of it if you have the correct tools to do that. So for talk's sake, if I wanted to check, give me a pin which is connected. Right, so pin 35 there, as you can see, that's our alternator. So it's on A block and it's pin 35. So basically what you could do then is connect one side of your multimeter into pin 35 and go directly to your alternator and check to make sure that you have continuity. So hope this video has helped you today. Any questions, please pop them through in the description. Many thanks for watching, and please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.